Good morning, Internet, Nerdfighteria, Ohioans, friends, Romans, countrymen, anyone else I can think of. I'm Douglas, and I will hopefully be the new Monday person for this channel. Let's do this. Alright, so our topic for today is a day in the life of, which means a couple of things for me. First of all, it means that in 2 weeks when I actually start my job, everything is probably going to change as far as what a normal day for me looks like. But that's okay, we'll still go through it anyway. The other thing it means, because I've currently been unemployed and living at home, it means that a lot of my days can be kind of varied and maybe boring. A lot of them involve sitting around watching lots and lots of Netflix. Lots of Netflix. It's really bad. But we're not going to show you that. We're going to show you a day that's one of my more productive days, a day that I get stuff done and follow what I consider the schedule for my days should be like. And hopefully, in showing you that, it'll actually make it so that I can be productive on this day. Yeah, that's totally going to work. I promise. So I would like to say that I start out each day with a healthy breakfast. You know, essentially since 4 out of 5 doctors say that breakfast is the first meal of the day. I will instead say that I start out every day with a breakfast. The healthiness of it may or may not be debatable. Some mornings, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll run on the treadmill or do some other sort of exercise. I'd go outside, but it's really cold out there right now. Then I'll shower, shave, and other such hygienic tasks. Well, that certainly feels much better. So after that, I usually tend to have 40 minutes to an hour left with the morning before I feel like eating lunch. And this is normally where my Netflix syndrome works its way in. I like to try to think, oh, I'll do something productive in this time. But usually this is where I start watching Netflix and it kills the rest of my day. Today, however, I'm finishing this video during that time, or at least working on getting it substantially further along. Alright, so after having imitated doing everything that I'm going to do later in the day, for the clips that come after this one, I come down for lunch, which almost always consists of something microwaved, which is probably a little bit unhealthy for me. Anyway, in the afternoon after lunch, that tends to be my most productive time during the day. I don't tend to get much work done at night, but during the day, after lunch, that tends to be when I'm going to get something done, or at least that's what I try to tell myself. Right now I've got a couple different creative projects going that I'm working on, one of which I'm trying to do really extensive world building for a fantasy novel or novel series, or just essentially a world that I'm trying to work with. It's high fantasy. I write a lot of fantasy stuff, mostly novels. I've never really put forth this much commitment to building the world as effectively as I am with this one. So, wish me luck on that. The other creative project I'm working on is a friend of mine and I are trying to do a stop-motion movie with Legos, and I'm currently working on scripting that. It's going to be a movie that involves Sherlock Holmes teaming up with William Shakespeare. So I've got these little Lego figures for them. It's lots of fun. So hopefully that'll go well. It's going to be a big project and kind of silly because it's stop motion and Legos, but I'm looking forward to it. So I'll probably be working on at least one of those two things this afternoon, if not something else. The evening is when I allow myself to do more recreational things. So this might be watching Netflix or playing PlayStation, or perhaps actually doing both simultaneously. It's really bad. But a lot of times I like to try to actually have plans with people. Tonight actually I'm meeting with my friend Tony, who's a player in a Firefly-based tabletop RPG that I'm running. I'll probably explain that in a later blog, maybe when we get to know each other better. But yeah, he's a player in that, so I'm trying to meet with him to figure out what he's doing with his character. Tons of fun. It probably sounds like gibberish to a lot of you out there, but that's okay. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Until then, check out the other bloggers on this page, and Rusty and I say farewell. Man, apparently I liked blue polos today or something.